Right, there we go. There we go. Shit. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, 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 hello to everyone out there. How are you guys doing today, honey? I am Big Meach, and this here is a Big Meach moment, darling. One that you guys have been waiting on for a little piece of a minute. Um, I have been waiting to do this because I wanted to get everybody's take on stuff and this, that, and the other. As you can see, honey, I am coming to you live, honey, from Daytona Beach. Okay. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm on my the balcony of my hotel. We're here at the Days Inn, off of the beach and carrying on, and I'm looking at the this is what, the Pacific Ocean. Okay, just rippling and carrying on and all of that. Just inhaling fresh air and all of those things, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing out here. Now, let me apologize because I'm doing something new. I'm doing this completely from my telephone. So I was trying to find out how I get my stream in and how to put myself in, and this, that, and the other. So that was a delay. But again, honey, I am Big Meach, and this here is a Big Meach moment. I know by now, as we are preparing for the new episode of P Valley to go up this coming Sunday or Saturday night, depending on, if y'all are like me and wait for midnight Saturday or early Sunday morning, Saturday night, then you guys go on to Stars and you look at it there. For those of you who don't have that luxury, you have to wait until Sunday evening at what is it, 10 o'clock or whatever, in order for it to come on. So we try not to give any spoilers or whatever. And for those of us who are in the chats and carrying on, they shut the chats down so that other people can get an opportunity to watch. But let me say this. After listening to a lot of the comments and carrying on, and I'm going to go live here, and I'm going to call someone out because I just came across something on YouTube and it pissed me off. And I'm sure he give 2 cents less to the damn because he don't know me, I don't know him. But it unnerved me to a point where, how in the fuck are you going to give any kind of commentary on a show that you've never watched? You say you've never watched it. You say the only thing that you know about it are the clips and the trailers that come out. But Corey Holcomb, comedian Corey Holcomb, fuck you and your brand of bullshit, because I understand that you pro-black and you about saving the American family or the black family, whatever the hell that is. But in this particular regard, with this particular show, how in the hell you gonna make comments about shit you ain't never watched? Okay, and then you so deep rooted and deep, you so convicted in your thoughts and feelings on something that you don't even know what the fuck it's about. Okay, outside of the one element that you've seen, and of course that's the gay shit that everybody keeps talking about, that a lot of hetero attractional people have an issue with. Okay, but there's a lot more into this program that needs to be gleaned from it and carried on. I want to take a couple of moments to talk about mental illness, dealing with mental illness, not having it dealt with properly. And in this particular episode, we saw what that was with Teak, Big Teak, going through the notions and going through what we thought was only the side effects of being locked up for so long. It seemed as though, him being on the inside or whatever, not being free and having his freedom taken away from him, and whatever treatment that he had experienced in the joint, it seemed as though that was part of his madness. But that was only part of it, because when he told his story, and we hear how he had to watch his mother, who apparently had mental illness as well, destroyed the lives of his siblings, and how he should have been dead, and how he ran away, and how he had to deal with that, how he had to deal and process the fact that he was a gay man by himself without anybody to process that down with. He had to fight, he had to this, all of that were a lot of the implications that came from his backstory. And this is just a television program, but it mirrors so much of what we see in everyday life. It mirrors a lot of the people that we see on the streets. It mirrors a lot of the people that we see homeless, who are off their medications and carrying on. Imagine this, if you will, for those of you who follow the show. Imagine what Big Teak's life could have been like had he been on medication, had he been in therapy, had he been properly dealing with his trauma. And that I think that this particular episode is a metaphor, or at least a mirror, to what's going on in the world that we see today. Oftentimes, we're so quick to find permanent solutions to temporary problems. Okay? We're so quick because we do not have the coping skills and the mechanisms to deal with a lot of our problems and our issues. You know, there was a number of things that had come on. I've been saying this ever since the episode aired. That moment where he had a turnabout with goodness coming to him. You know, they bought him the car. He got to go out into the public. He got to witness Little Murder's song on the radio. Okay. He was able to sit down there and to see the good happening. He was able to celebrate with his friend. And what I'm going to say, his only love, he got to celebrate with him, to see what that was, to see what it is to be a part of a world that he didn't think existed. You understand? He was able to see that. And after being able to see that, he was able to do something that he never dreamed could happen. And that he was outside in public in a restaurant with the man that he loved in a way that was unfathomable to him. And even though they were estranged, we also had to deal with him understanding that he had a broken heart. Because when Little Murder got out of the joint, Little Murder was able to move on throughout life. Little Murder was able to find another love, okay, that didn't include him. And he was able to see that. And he was able to know that life had moved on without him, which added to his trauma. You understand? That added to his trauma. So in dealing with what he saw, in dealing with all of that, the scene between Little Murder and Big Teak at the table, when he sat back and he asked Murder to tell him about Clifford, okay, and then had to discover that Little Murder not only was digging dudes, but hell, Uncle Clifford being up in drag and hair, makeup, nails, and this, that, and other, non-binary, or however we're going to call that, okay, comfortable with being his manly stuff or whatever, but, you know, he dresses and wants to be, you know, use the pronoun she, her, and carrying on, okay, that there was something for him to take in. Because remember, the line was, wow, a lot has changed, okay? And then Murder had to look at him and realize that he's talking to, I say that Big Teak was Little Murder's first love. Okay? Little Murder was Big Teak's only love. Catch it. Okay? Little Murder was Big Teak's only love. Here? And when he sat down and Little Murder said, damn, I fucked up. And Teak said, yeah, you seem to do that often. Okay? And when they looked at each other's eyes, and you can see, how can I make this right? Damn, this one's supposed to be this way, this, that, and the other. I fucked up. And that moment, where Murder went to go reach for his hand and to touch his hand, and Teak pulled back, right? Big Teak pulled back to say it can never be what it was. And then he tweaked his nose and said, but I forgive you. Okay, he tweaked his nose to say, nigga, we good, we cool, and this, that, and the other. But that was that moment where we see that Teak was setting up to make peace with everything that was going on. And then, and I know I'm gonna get emotional because I'm welling it up now. The part where they were out singing and rapping and carrying on the car top, and Little Murder was like, no, we go on tour tomorrow. And Teak said, no, you checking out tomorrow. I'm checking out tonight. Right? And of course, nobody actually knew what that meant at the time. And they're in the car. And we have this moment, okay, where Teak was tired. He was tired. Life as he known it wasn't supposed to be that way. And he feels as though he'd been escaping and running from time because death was on him. Death was a cloud on him. And he said, I should have been gone. And Murder is trying to give him hope and trying to show him, listen, we got stuff out here to do. We got more cars to buy, bigger cars, better cars. You got babies to make it. Well, there's hope out here. And Teak was like, no, I'm done. Okay? And Teak couldn't see it. And Murder said, but I see it for you. And I teach this to folks all the time. One of the most dangerous words in the English language is potential. And why? Is because no one can ever see their own potential. Potential is very subjective because I may see what you're capable of doing, but it means nothing if you don't see it for yourself, which is how we get caught up in having people in our lives for far longer than what they need to be, because we have been adopted and married to their potential and they don't see it. They don't want to see it, or whatever the case may be, and to know Murder have made peace roughly in that quick second. There's nothing I can do to talk him out of this, but I'm not going to let him do this by himself. And so he sat there. And that was their code, their game code, HVH, And they did that HVH style. And Murder said, I'm not going nowhere. So, And I'm very emotional about this because the kind of love that takes, and most folks not going to understand it. We never do, because we always ask somebody, how could you let them do that? And why wouldn't you stop them? And this, that, and the other. We got into a lot of that. Remember with Dr. Kevorkian and the carrying on, the folks were, their own assisted suicides, where they were ready to go. And Dr. Kevorkian made it easier for folks to go peacefully and this, that, and the other. And a lot of folks, they got mad at people that trying to tell them, well, that's not of God and this, that, and the other. How do you know? Because I tell this all the time. If God knew me before I was conceived in the womb, then God knew what my life was, because it was already charted. So the lesson here is that this is for somebody else. And I'm making all these correlations off of a television show because this is how big it is. This is how art imitates life, imitates art, imitates life. You see, there's a whole big circle to this. And I'm connecting these dots because that day was very real. Murder sat down there and watched his first love, the one that had his back, the one that sat down and saw to it that he didn't get hurt in the prison, the one that sat down and, you know, he was able to be intimate, but he was able to be himself with, because Murder was able to come out to Teak. That's his first love, because Murder was able to be himself with Big Teak. He was able to be himself, no holds barred, no questions asked. Yes, I'm thug. Yes, I'm hood. Yes, I'm ratchet or whatever. But this is still who I am, you know? And a lot of us forget about that. And to watch him pull that trigger and take his own life, what does that do? A lot of us in real life, we get the aftermath of suicide. We get the aftermath. We get the cleanup. And then we get the questions because we don't understand and we don't know. We don't know the whys or the reasons and carrying on. But that there was such a bittersweet moment because we saw the complexities of that. Okay. Now everybody got all, a couple episodes before when they had their big lovemaking scene. And they got all discombobulated because of the two guys. And I did the moment on that already, you know. But here, imagine had that moment not happened. See, this is how you connect the dots. And you see exactly what this meant to people. That love was bond. That love was there. When they got together and came together intimately, that there was the hug and the love that they needed, because Teak was becoming discombobulated. And he needed to know he was going to be okay. And somebody had his back. And being on the outside, he was able to sit down and make connection again in a way that was real. It wasn't prison style love. It wasn't, wasn't no rape scene or whatever. They absolutely, genuinely loved each other. And for all of that, to where that is what sent Little Murder back to Uncle Clifford, because he got there. He said, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. How many of us got that particular person in our lives that we could go to and say, look, I'm not good. I'm not good. And I think about myself a lot, because y'all know I'm dealing with a lot, trying to keep my mother's death and the grieving process, all the people who I've lost last year. We just celebrated the first anniversary of my son's passing. That was on the 12th of July. So when you got somebody you could run to and say, I'm not good. And I know I fucked this up. Especially when that person is who you fucked up with. And you got to go there, but I'm not good. And they love you enough to still bring you back into the fold because they never went nowhere. That's huge. That's huge. And I know this is a TV show, child. I told you I'm a crybaby. And as a director, these particular nuances that they were able to bring out is what make me emotional, because I'm like, they did it. They got it. They got it. And that's what made for good television. Okay. Another part of this particular episode that a lot of folks are skating over is Mississippi. And how everybody like, well, girl, why did you catch an Uber? He fucked up the car. Why didn't you catch an Uber? A lot of us are not looking at the signs of what it means to have battered wife syndrome, okay? Or Stockholm syndrome or whatever. She's trying to gain her independence and trying to find her way out. and don't know how to do it because what y'all missing. They gave us that backstory, which okay, we needed it, but it didn't make for good television for us because it was done haphazardly for me. I wish they had just went on and just said, okay, this is the backstory and blah blah blah. How they put that together, I wasn't necessarily too thrilled on it, but we saw what her beginnings are. Okay, we saw that her daddy didn't really give 2 cents less than a damn about her. He's so busy involved with whatever his life was. He got a trophy wife. She could care less about her. She was only concerned about making sure that her daughters were taken care of, and et cetera, et cetera. But did you catch that the stepsister is being touched and abused by the daddy? Did y'all catch that when they were trying to take the family photo? And he had Mississippi come and take the photo? And the way how he hugged her and she shrugged or whatever, because his touch was that way to her. So we're dealing with, you're in the family. Your mama don't care nothing about you in the way that you would expect her to, because I believe the mama knows that that man is touching that daughter. But because of the lifestyle that she has, she's not doing anything to protect that baby. Okay? Then you have the stepmama who didn't want to be bothered with the daughter at all. So what happened? She ends up falling for the dude that was like her daddy, but not like her daddy. See, here's the thing. Either we're going to fall in love, or you're going to find either someone just like that parent, the opposite of that parent, the direct polar opposite of the parent, or the fantasy of the parent, okay? And this is for boys and mothers, fathers, and girls and daddies. When y'all go choose a mate, either you're going to find somebody just like them, total opposite of them, or the fantasy that you think they're supposed to be, okay? And so you got this white boy, number one. He got all this money, so it's just like his daddy, her daddy. But yet, the fantasy was, he protects me. He's into me. He loves me. Okay? He's not going to let anything happen to me. He's going to keep me first. Because when old boy jumped on the football player and this, that, and the other, that there was everything. Okay? That was everything. And so that's what got her going. That's what got her together. That's what got her be like, oh my God, he's my knight of shining armor. Okay, in fact, that was the episode called White Knight, right? So now, in this, and in her trying to assert herself and carrying on, the first time that he jumped on her, because he's also abused. This here is the pattern coming from his daddy, kicking his ass and showing him that the way to have control of a household is through force. Okay? Then on top of it, you got the race card. Because he brings her home, and then he gets disowned by the family because he brought a black girl home. Okay? So now they're going to cut him off of everything. And here's something that I want to agree is going on. This man can't find a damn job. Okay? He can't find a job, and I really believe it's because the power that his family has. And they don't put the word out there, don't fuck with him. Okay? Let him struggle, let him this, let him that, blah, 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 blah. So he ends up putting up with all this bullshit. Okay? Now he already got a jealous heart. So Mississippi being in this strip club with all these other men and other black men rubbing on her, touching her, carrying on, giving her all this money. Now you done got lovely to the lifestyle of what the money affords, but you're jealous at the fact that she's doing it this way. Okay? So now in order to keep control of her, you'll put the kids on her, blah, 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 blah. You ain't even a good house husband. Okay? Now you sit up there, you're beating on the kids, and the kids are this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So what does she do? She don't know how to get out of it. All she know is, somebody said this in another post, so this wasn't my thought, but when I heard it, I said, damn, that's cute. And that there is, you sitting up here trying to make all the money that you can, believing or in your mind thinking that the money is going to answer the problems. If he get the money again, then that will solve the problem. But it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything but making things worse. Okay? So with her trying to break free, with her understanding that she needs her own independence, with her understanding or coming to the conclusion that I've got to get out here, but I don't know how to do it. You know, she don't want to tell everybody what's going on. And then remember when Diamond and the boyfriend got into it, and she pulled that gun out on Diamond, so she done alienated everybody to save him. Okay, so a lot of that goes into this particular episode. So now she's in a space of, how in the hell do I get out of here? So when now she even talking about shooting, she got the gun and everything. She talking about the idea of this not gonna stop until this motherfucker dead is in her mind. So now what? Okay, where's she going? She got 2 kids. Where's she going? You know, how's she gonna do it? Then her safeguard was, okay, I'm on the road and this, that, and the other. So now old boy tripping, trying to have her and this, that, and the other. What did she say? I'm in this because I can control this. I can control who touched me, who don't, this, that, and the other. I control that. Okay? And I can make you think you're going to have it, but you're not going to get it. And then he tried to take it. Mo tried to take that. Okay? And now all of her safety brackets are gone. You know, what she thought she had, she cannot do and in that space anymore. So now how does this work? Because that was her livelihood. You know, this she was going into branding. He said they're trying to brand her hair, lashes, and carrying on. This thing is really good, to come out of the game of just being an exotic dancer stripper. She was going into other elements and other places. Okay, and catch it, because I want y'all to catch something. Remember when Mo was showing her the shoes, she said, stripper shoes. Okay, she was looking to come out of that to go into enterprise. And how many of y'all caught that? How many of y'all caught just that little bit? Okay, and I want y'all to catch something I thought was very unique in the directing. When she was running away from him to get out after she needed him in the nuts and carrying on. Isn't it? I thought that was an interesting director's note, that what he was able to do to take back his power from her was, she was in the shoes. Remember, she had tried the shoes on, but he ended up taking that shoe off of her foot, as if to say, I'm taking back everything I gave you. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was an interesting director's note that I know was probably going to go over everybody's head. Okay. But that was an interesting director's thing, because that was very symbolic of that particular moment, you know, because he felt as though he made her and this, that, and the other. But I thought that was very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And then a lot of us, I'm waiting to see what this next episode is going to do for us, because I'm sure we're going to start getting answers and questions and stuff, because I'm wondering if anybody called Child Protective Services on these babies, because she at the doctor and the bruises and carrying on that was on that baby's back, honey. Our doctor is mandated to call Child Protective Services if they feel as though something is wrong and going through, you know, I don't know, whatever she did to smooth it over, because she was able to come home with the children. See? And remember, that was a big blow up. He said, you can't tell me how to discipline my child or my kids, which shows that this here is a pattern. Iyanla Vanzant says this all the time, that there is the pathology. Okay? That's the pathology. Okay? That there is what is happening. It's set up to where now, if you're indoctrinated in it, that's what you know to be normal. So what do you do when you become an adult? You act out what you know, and it becomes that way. Okay? So I thought that was very interesting. And another element that I'm sure we're going to get into at this episode, because y'all know Grandma finna get to come up out of here, right? Y'all know she got the COVID. Y'all know she got the COVID, honey, and y'all know I really think that they're going to sit down here and kill her off. And that's sad, cause I like the Loretta Devine in this. I like her character in here because you got an old spunky ass old woman can't have seed. But did y'all catch? I want y'all to catch something because as a director, this is what got me. When she went to go answer the door when Little Murder came and was in his distraughtness, and she went to she said, "Daddy, is that you, Daddy?" Ha! When she said, "Daddy, is that you?" I said, "Ooh, okay, okay." Grandma on her way up out of here. Because remember, a few episodes ago, Clifford was on this thing of I'm turning 40. Here I am, a 40-year-old man still living with my grandmother. Okay, ain't had no dick in 5 months, and she just had a meltdown, right? Be careful what you ask for. See how they put that out there in the atmosphere? Now you're going to be a 40-some-year-old, finna bury your grandmama. Now you're going to get that house for collateral. Catch it. Get that house for collateral because he's going to go to save the paint. All right. Let me not go into all that. Okay. Because that there is going to be something, which means that if grandma passes, we're going to go see a whole new Clipper because see, when she come up out of here, oh honey, there's going to be a couple thousand more new Uncle Clifford rules that's going to be given. Okay, because this motherfucker finna lose his mind. Okay, now point blank period, he's going to lose all of his mind. You understand? And Miss Haley better watch herself, honey, because if she thinks she's gonna come for Clifford, she got another thing coming. Okay, but I want y'all to get something with Miss Haley because I'm gonna tell y'all something that's gonna be rather cute, and I'm wondering if they're gonna put this together because the pink ain't going nowhere, honey. The pink ain't going no damn where. Okay. Because what I think is going to happen is that they're not going to sell the land or get rid of it. They're probably going to build the casino around it and make that motherfucker the highlight of the casino. How about that? Huh? The pink at the damn casino? How about that for showgirls? Or, remember how they opened it up with that car wash thing? Because we're dealing with the COVID and have the Mercedes experience? Okay, what if that there becomes part of the attraction at the casino? Very interesting thought. I'm just playing with it right now. Okay, very interesting thought. However, those are some of the things that's coming down the pipeline. And are y'all happy for Andrew finally getting to have Miss Haley, honey? He finally got to have his little red bone baby. Oh, he had a nice little slogger on him too, but we knew that. Remember when he back in the first season when he jacked up on the phone with her carrying on, honey? And I was surprised that they actually showed the squirt scene, honey. That's what threw me. I said, "Oh, bitch, y'all, he squirted? Really? Interesting." But he got a nice old piece, honey. Just when she threw him on the bed, that motherfucker bounced. I said, "Come on, stallion." And this thing mounted him, honey, like one on equestrian, honey, and went to riding. That's it. Anywho, that there is that. So that's my take on all of this. I just really want y'all to get into it. And like I said, I get emotional when I think about that because the whole Teak and murder situation, because that I thought the love that they share for one another is a beautiful thing. And again, we have not seen this kind of love in the gay community being represented on television at all. Not like this. Not like this. And I think those who have a problem with it are having a problem with it because you think it's not what you think it is or what you think it's supposed to be. And our straight children, honey, you having a hard time seeing a straight actor, straight appearing, thug ass man, honey. Y'all thought Teak was gonna be the motherfucking top, and Teak was all day bottle. Or at least I think y'all would have appreciated it if they had pancake and flip flop and did each other. But y'all got upset, honey. Y'all in all y'all feelings because Big Teak and all his huff and gruff and this, that, and other took that dick like a champ, honey. And was in love with it, honey. That's what it was. Y'all can't take that. Y'all can't take it. And then and the bullshit that I'm tired of is for y'all to sit down here and say, oh, we ain't ready for all that. I don't need to see all this. But yet and still, ain't none of y'all said nothing about the sex scene. How many of y'all complained about the orgy scene when the child went over there to go kill Mo and gave him the drugs to OD? Y'all ain't said nothing about all that damn fucking and sucking and carried on, honey. They in menage a trois or this, that, and other. Ain't nobody said nothing about all of that. Y'all, okay, nothing. Okay? Y'all so busy focused on an element and want to say that this is destroying the black family and all this old bullshit. That's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I realize that it's new for you because you've never seen it in this particular fashion. But hell, when we started introducing sex into movies and carrying on the way that we do, especially as technology changes, as times changes, as the FCC releases regulations and carrying on, then you know damn well, honey, I got to watch before it was simulated. If you know, back in the 50s and carrying on, lovemaking was, honey, if the man and the woman got together and they had a long and passionate kiss, okay, that meant something, okay? Because remember, how do we go from back in the day to where having sex was not even heard of being seen? And even on television, you couldn't even be seen in the same bed together. That's how come if y'all watch some of the old movies, why you wonder how come there were two beds in the bedroom? Because a man and a woman that was considered to be unheard of to be shown on television. Okay, so if y'all not sleeping in the same bed together, how in the hell y'all getting pregnant? And back in that particular time, to say the word pregnant, you could not say the word pregnant on television. Huh? So we've come from that particular cycle there, all the way now to where, child, we are polyamorous. We got 2, 3, 4 people in the bed together, honey. We got all kinds of frontal nudity, both male and female, and carrying on. And so we're here now. But y'all want to get mad because y'all seeing the gay side of it. Okay, and particularly 2 gay men. Y'all ain't all that mad if it's 2 women. Okay. But if it's 2 men, everybody want to get all up in arms about it. Oh my God, fuck you. And with a broken rubber dick, child. Okay, with a broken rubber dick. Okay, that means you get nothing. Not a goddamn thing. You're not going to feel it. You ain't going to get it off of nothing. I don't want you to have no parts of that. Fuck all that shit. Okay? Because, listen, you don't have to agree with it. Now, I'm not telling you have to agree. That's not my stance. Because how you feel is how you feel. I would never tell you that you're wrong for feeling the way that you feel. What I am going to say is you're wrong for how the fuck you react to those feelings. Because if you are not going to be adult enough to have conversation, or at least say, you know what, that's not for me, I'm going to choose not to watch that or whatever, you can save all that commentary for your bedroom talk or for your friends to carry on. But the second that commentary becomes public and you open it up for discussion, fuck you. Because then you're going to warrant my commentary. Okay? And all of that to rebut the bullshit because it becomes bullshit. And most of the shit is being said out of a place that has no parts about nothing. You don't want to have discussion. You just want to talk to be right. And that's bullshit. Okay? Little Murder and Big Teak, child, and those are 2 heterosexual men playing those roles. I want y'all to understand that. Those are 2 heterosexual men playing those roles. And J. Alphonse, what's his last name? Damn, I always fuck up his last name. J. Alphonse, who played Little Murder, his wife is beautiful. Oh, she is stunning. She is stunning. And he is in love with that woman, honey. They got children and everything. So as an actor, and that's there, it's as an actor, we have to appreciate his talent and appreciate the gift, okay? Because he's absolutely fantastically stunning. Big Teak, oh God, what's his name? I said his name in the last one that I did, in the last moment. But he's also a heterosexual man. I think he's in relationship. I haven't read that he's married, but wonderful, wonderful performances by both. And I thank you for showing us and giving us representation that we've been screaming that we needed to have. Because those of us who are out live and in color and carrying on, we already have that out there. In fact, we have that to the abundance to where folks think that that's all that we are. Okay. But to have this particular element, honey, that's fabulous. And I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So I'm going to end this because I'm going to go down here by the pool. I'm going to wait for the sun to go down some before we go walk the beach. It's entirely too humid out here. I got sunblock, but you know that sunblock is kind of sticky. So we're going to go out here, lay back on the pool and carry on. This is, you know what? This is just going to be one of those vacations. I'm down here with my car club, the Passionate Riders Car Club. And y'all know we also have the Passionate Riders Outreach Ministry because the pastor and First Lady are here. But wait a minute, are they pastor and co-pastor? Let me find that out, honey, because you know everybody nowadays, child, you can't. Folks don't want to be the first lady no more, honey. Oh, I'm not now because that means that implies there's another lady. God damn it. Okay, the pageantry of it all. But anyway, I'm gonna take this time and because we balling on the budget, so I can't go shopping and stuff like we did last year, child. But I'm gonna take this time to reflect. Y'all know Dishing Tea Entertainment and Dishing Tea with Big Meach. We just turned 13 on the 1st of July. So I'm gonna take this time and cast my cares on this water and just let God talk. I didn't bring my sage. See, I always overpack, but when I overpack, I don't never bring the shit I'm supposed to damn bring. Okay, I left my flip flops. I left the damn sage I was supposed to be burning and carrying on. I left my candles because I wanted to do my smell goods in the damn room. See, I just late, just fucking late. And every time I do that, but bitch, okay, you've been planning for this shit for how long, and you still left shit, right? But that's my life, baby. So that there is that, honey. I'm Big Meach, honey, and this here has been a Big Meach moment. I don't know if we're gonna come on tonight for Dishing Tea with Big Meach because Red and I are down here in Florida. Nikki is back home in Atlanta because she had to take on a job, so she had the donut factory. So we'll see. If we do, it'll be something special. And carrying on. I forgot to bring the cards. I was supposed to bring in the cards. They know how we do the cards. I was supposed to bring them. I left them on the damn table. And I picked them up with the computers. Got the computer, left the cards. Late. Just late. Just late. Oh, all right, y'all. Let me go enjoy this weather. I'll talk with y'all soon. Kisses, hugs, love, wins.